Up here in preparation for our parade, always one of the highlights of all of our pre-race ceremonies. We'll have a number of different dignitaries. We have Olympians that'll be representing this country in a little over a month from now in Athens, as well as many other various dignitaries. And of course, we'll have all 18 of our Champ Car drivers out there in those beautiful red Dodge pickup trucks. And that parade will be getting underway here shortly. Of course, right at the front of it will be the winged wheels with the Harley-Davidson machines up there right at the front of the. We'll be driving for Rocket Sports, and again, he wasn't planning on running here this weekend, but got the call on Friday, arrived here late Friday night, and was out in the car here on Smart Stores. And right now, looks like the drivers are heading to their Dodge pickup trucks. Tim, we're just a couple of minutes away from rolling with our parade.
All right, just minutes away, as you see, Pat, from our Molson Indy Toronto parade lap. As we'll send it back to you, Pat.
Okay, again, I think most of the drivers are there, but we'll make another announcement to have all of our Champ Car drivers to parade trucks over at turn 10. This is your 5-minute warning. All Champ Car drivers to your parade trucks at turn number 10. Michael Ski will be riding along with Mario Dominguez and Justin Wilson with Global news person Cheryl Hickey, and of course our race here this afternoon. Ford looking to move up on that Newman-Haas pair of Runa Junqueira and Sebastian Bourdais with a good run here this afternoon.
And be sure to give a big wave to our Toronto Sun Contest winner Lloyd Slauson, who's riding us alongside Ryan Hunter-Ray. Ryan Hunter-Ray in that number 4 truck.
And there we see Ryan Hunter-Ray, along with Pat Surfless from the Toronto Sun. Ryan Hunter-Ray, second-year driver, who has really come into his own with the Erdez competition squad. And a pretty good qualifying run for him, although not quite as quick as his more experienced teammate, Mario Dominguez. Ryan Hunter-Ray will start 7th on the grid. The parade now winding its way through the turn 1-2 area to begin the run down Lakeshore Boulevard. Pickups. Here is Justin Wilson as our parade about to wrap up. These drivers will head back over, check in with their teams, and then in just a few minutes here, the call will go to get those drivers over to their Champ Cars in preparation for the run here this afternoon. 95 laps, and again, we invite you to stick around following our Molson Indy event this afternoon. We do have that Formula Renault 2000 race set to go at 3:45 this afternoon. Tim?
Well, the parade truck's getting a flurry of flags there, Pat. Must be a little confusing for them. We got a white, a red, and a yellow going. As the parade lap is winding its way down, the parade trucks, the Dodge trucks, pulling on to pit row as we conclude another spectacular and entertaining Molson Indy Toronto pre-race parade lap. Thanks to all the Champ Car drivers and their various guests.
There you can see up on the big screen the crowd in the pit lane area right now as the Dodge pickup trucks roll back on the pit road, the Ram 1500s. And here comes our CASCAR winners from yesterday, Jeff Lapsovich, Donnie Thompson Jr., DJ Kennington. They'll be running out at the Molson Indy Vancouver in a couple of weeks on the road course out there. Our Atlantic podium from this morning, John Fogarty along with Andrew Ranger and Ronnie Bremner. As the Classic Rock Q107 pit crew comes back into pit road. They were the winners of that promotion with John Derringer. As we look up on the big screen, Paul Newman on his scooter making his way over to the Newman-Haas pit. As Paul Tracy and Justin Wilson, who were involved just a week ago in Cleveland when they both started on the front row. And then, of course, Alex Tagliani was the third member of that incident off the start. This one happens a little deeper into the race. Wilson had the corner. Tracy tried to take one of those classic outside-in moves. There wasn't much room on the inside of that corner. And he does Vassar has come all the way up into the second place spot. Alex Tagliani is third, and now in fourth, so he has really taken advantage of some of the incidents out here to move well up through the field. And there's the Justin Wilson machine. He may be through here for the afternoon.
And Tracy's going to try to make the jump on Mazzacani as soon as possible, because obviously Mazzacani running a slower car. Tracy's going to want to make that jump, and now we're going to head to the battle we've all been waiting for. Tagliani holds the third spot. Tracy should be behind him shortly once he gets past Mazzacani. And ladies and gentlemen, if you've been reading the papers all week long, this is probably what you came to see. And well, I can hardly wait.
Let's give you the full field rundown as we work lap number 44 with the 52 laps remaining, including the one that we're on right at the moment. It is Sebastian Bourdais who has led from the opening lap. There you see that 34 car of Justin Wilson. The contact with Tracy did damage that right rear tire, so he's going to limp it back here to the pits, but I think he has fallen off of the lead lap. In fact, Wilson being shown now 2 laps down to the leader, Bourdais. Jimmy Vassar, a great run in that PKV Racing Gulfstream sponsored machine in second. Third is the 8 of Alex Tagliani. Fourth is 19, Gaston Mazzacani in the Dale Coyne Racing machine. And then back of him, Paul Tracy rounds out the top 5. Sixth is a 4 car of Ryan Hunter Ray in the Erdez competition machine. In seventh is the Michel Jourdain. Down on the inside of that corner, and he bangs the right rear on that 34 machine of Justin Wilson, and of course will cost Wilson a couple of laps in any shot.
Consecutive week. Turn 1 has certainly proved eventful. It was last week in Cleveland. Paul Tracy and Justin Wilson locking up, and as a result taking both those drivers out of contention. Today falling victim Mario Dominguez and Bruno Junqueira. An unfortunate set of situations as far as Junqueira was concerned. He entered today's event up by 2 points. The foundation for a championship may be in place, and we'll put that foundation right back where it came from. Well, for the veteran Jimmy Vassar, who today made his 189th consecutive start. That is just 3 back of Little Al's all-time mark, and Jimmy will tie that mark in Montreal when the Champ Car circuits come back from down under in terms of the United States, and come back to Canada to wrap up the Canadian circuit as well. And for Jimmy Vassar as well, his 31st career podium, his career best of 3rd in Toronto, surpassed by 1 here today. Sebastian Bourdais, Jimmy Vassar, and Patrick Carpentier, your podium in 2004. Let's send it back to our PA booth. Pat Gonzalez and gentlemen, please take it away.
While the celebration on the victory podium continues, our thanks to Paul Hendrick and Sebastian Bourdais with the victory, 3rd in a row. He'll have the points lead going to Vancouver in a couple of weeks. A great run for Jimmy Vassar, his best finish ever here in Toronto, and Patrick Carpentier able to grab 3rd on that last lap. He'll be 3rd in the points as the drivers head to Vancouver in a couple of weeks. Coming up here very shortly, the cars are already Out onto the starting grid will be our Formula Renault 2000 race. And our pleasure to welcome to our Molson Indy broadcast, Rob Houghton, publisher of Formula Car Magazine. And Rob, not a whole lot of time this weekend for the Formula Renault competitors. They got that one practice section on Friday. They got a one qualifying session yesterday, a short warm-up this morning, and now they prepare to do battle here in what is round number 4 of their championship.
Yeah, not a whole lot of track time here, but it is a treat for these drivers to bring their teams, their sponsors to such an event like the Molson Indy Toronto. They're very, very happy to be here. It's the 4th round of the series here this year. They kicked the year off in Phoenix back in April, a trip to Mont Tremblant next month, and then they had their 3rd round at Watkins Glen just a couple of weeks ago. We've got 14 drivers scheduled to go here in the North American Formula Renault 2000 Championship. I'll run a little bit through the grid here as we get ready to get started. This will be a standing start for our Formula Renault 2000 drivers, very Formula 1 style, standing start on the front straightaway. We said 14 drivers scheduled to go, 7 of them Canadian drivers ready to go into competition in front of you here today. For those of you staying in the grandstands, we're happy to have you here. This really is the future of North American motorsports right in front of you here. We do have the ladder system of open wheel racing on the docket today. We had the Toyota Atlantic race to kick things off. That's kind of level number 2 with Champ Car being level number 1. And as you look at level number 3, it's this one here, Formula Renault 2000. A lot of these drivers looking to follow in the footsteps of young Andrew Ranger, who was last year's champion in the Formula Renault program, moving up to Atlantic this year. And obviously you can see the training that he received in Formula Renault is exactly what he was looking for, a second today in Toyota Atlantic. Let's have a look at our grid here right now. We have a 22-lap race scheduled to go in just a couple of minutes. Row number 7 on the outside, starting 14th to number 5 from Victoria, BC, the Sorona Trident Gillis Racing entry of Chris Salutis. Inside of that row, in the Condor Motorsports entry, Tim Harani in the Infolog number 9. Row 6 on the outside from Effingham, Illinois, the Mid-America Motorworks Gillis Racing entry for rookie Michael Yanger, number 3. Alongside him, a veteran driver here at the Molson Indy, it's Walter Kohler in the number 8, rather the number 16, Kohler with the PHH Advanced Driving Consultants, Britain West entry. Up another row on the outside of row number 5, a driver who was the champion of the Sunoco Ron Fellows Karting Championship just 2 years ago. Jumped up to the Bridgestone Racing Academy Formula 2000 Series last year to win that. And here he is, his debut here this weekend for GTI Team Roche France, Matt Champagne out of Fonthill, Ontario, Canada. Champagne will drive the number 10 outside of row number 5. Alongside him, a driver from Great Britain, the only woman in the field here in Formula Renault 2000 this weekend, Catherine Legg, another Roche France GTI team member, under the same tent as Champagne this weekend. Legg will run the number 30, starting 9th. Row 4 on the outside from Caracas, Venezuela for Euro International, it's Ricardo Emery in the Cavenas number 7, and alongside him, the Canadian of St. Jerome, Quebec, the Alain International, Gwen Laban, 8 Autosport entry, Antoine Basset in the number 1. Row 3 on the outside, starting P6 from London, Ontario. This driver looking very good here, getting better and better with every race this year. The Telefor Western Union Canada Gillis Racing entry, number 2 is Brandon Thomas. All the way from Concordia, Argentina, in the IPS Great King entry, another Euro International driver, a Juan Martin Ponte in the number 50, will start inside of that row, position number 5. Row 2 on the outside, a rookie here in the program, also running the Formula BMW prep package this year. He's in a one-off here this weekend with Team Autotechnica out of Toronto, sponsored by Red Bull, part of the Red Bull Driver Search program. It's Matt Jaskell from Las Vegas, Nevada, in the number 11. Jaskell, a 112.741 in qualifying will put him outside of row number 2. Inside of that row, pole sitter last week, or another 3 weeks ago at Watkins Glen in round number 3 with the GTI Team Roche France. That's Marcos Gomez from Sao Paulo, Brazil, on the number 20. Gomez, a 112.429 will put him in the 3rd spot on the front row. On the outside, Sao Paulo, Brazil, another driver from there, the Jade Western Union Canada Gillis Racing entry, Renato Yadadavi in the number 4, your pole sitter here today, trying to get some Canadian honor here this weekend. A 112.040, the best time in qualifying. This driver out of Toronto, Ontario, Tricep Canada sponsored will be your pole sitter. It'll be Wilkins and Yonder to be on the front row. So 22 laps will be the scheduled distance of our North American Formula Renault 2000 event. It will cap it off today. As you can see, a lot of people hanging around here in the Grand. Who is going to show well here today in Formula Renault? As we said last year, Andrew Ranger, top driver in the program, the champion, able to move up. Green, green, green. We are set to go. Standing start. It looks like Wilkins wiggled way down. Yonder David goes all the way from the outside down to pinch, I believe, Gomez down to the inside wall. Yonder David all the way down the inside, pinched him. Down to the inside to try to hold that spot. First time down the back straightaway. It will be Wilkins leading. Yonder David will run in second, Gomez third. But here comes Ponte on the outside.
They're just shuffling down that back straightaway looking for a way around. But the order into that turn 3 hairpin at Dodge Corner, there's one of the cars running a little wide. It is the pole sitter 34, Mark Wilkins, your leader. Renato Yonder David running in second. Third is that 20 car of Marcos Gomez. As they run through turn number 5 now on the backside of the race course, single file. But again, they were shuffling, heading down the back straight. It looks like a good start for the number 10 of Matt Champagne, the rookie driver out of Fonthill, Ontario. He has moved up a spot or two. And again, passing through that portion of the racetrack, very, very difficult. As they work back on around, this will be the completion of the opening lap off of turn 11. Wilkins, the pole sitter, will bring them to the start. And complete lap number 1 will see the interval back down to Yonder David. As they go through, it's just 0.3 seconds, so a great battle up front.
Right out of the box, it looks like it's going to be Wilkins and Yonder David as our proponents here right now. It's Wilkins in the lead, Yonder David right there, but almost 2 seconds back to Marcos Gomez up on the big screen here. A replay of our standing starts. You can see Chet to the far left there as Yonder David drives Gomez right down to the bottom. Man, I guarantee you the chief steward, the race director, are going to be having a look at that as he took him right down.
Almost put him into the wall there, and he was right over on the pit out lane on the other side of that yellow blend line. Up front, Wilkins in car number 34 continues to set the pace. Renato Yonder David running in the second place spot. Those two cars have broken clear of the battle going on here for third, involving the number 20 of Marcos Gomez. And then we're seeing some other great battles going on a little bit further back. One Martin Ponte, and then moving up nicely was Brandon Thomas in the number 2 car up into that 5th place spot. Here come your leaders out at turn 11, back to the stripe. It'll be lap number 2 going up on the board.
Great racing right now. Formula Renault 2000 on track, and it's Mark Wilkins in the white number 34, carrying that Canadian flag this weekend, trying to grab a victory here. No Canadian victories thus far. Yes, last year we had a couple of them in Ranger and Paul Tracy. This year, nothing shut out thus far, and Mark Wilkins from Toronto, Ontario, holding that flag, looking to try to get to the top of the podium.
Well, 2 big-time drunk in, grabbing a podium spot in the Trans Am at 3rd. Paul Tracy managing a 5th in the Champ Car World Series race. So it's up to Mark Wilkins, the young man in the number 34 car, the other big-time Toronto driver racing here this weekend, and he is leading this FR 2000 Formula Renault race. Leader lap number 3 of 22, and Mark Wilkins with a 3/10 of a second lead on Renato Yonder David after 2 laps. They are on a leader lap number 3.
That race for third heating up between Marcos Gomez in the 20 car and that blue number 50 of Juan Martin Ponte. Then the young driver out of London, Ontario, Brandon Thomas in car number 2, running back in 5th. Lap 3 on the board is there. Up across the stripe. Followed by Yonder David in car number 4 and second. 20 Marcos Gomez is third. Fourth is Juan Martin Ponte. In 5th is number 2, Brandon Thomas. Matt Jasko, the highest running rookie, is 6th. 7th is Antoine Bissett. 8th is Ricardo Emery in car number 7. And then in that 9th place spot, the 30 machine, Catherine Lang. And running up the top 10 is the veteran Walter Kohler in that black number 16 car.
Excellent start here for our Formula Renault girls. We have a driver off. Driver off in the back, looked to be the number 50 of Martin Ponte. Locked it up at the end of the back straightaway, trying to tie up the inside. Ponte locks up the fronts. You cannot turn that way. You get rid of all the grip. He will drift offline and tuck back in somewhere around 7th 7th spot.
Yeah, luckily he lost a couple of places. He was tucked in behind Matt Jaskos. We get the replay up in the big board. Watch the number 50 car of Juan Martin Ponti recovered nicely after briefly losing it, but did give up a couple of places and then tucking in.
Brandon Thomas in car number 2 has moved up into that 4th place spot. So they shuffle the deck here in the top 10, working lap number 4. Back to the stripe, it'll be 3. Having a good run down that long Lakeshore straightaway.
Jaskell's gonna look to the inside. Jaskell down the inside, book it. Jaskell to the inside to take over the spot. Matt Jaskell able to slip by for position at the end of the back straightaway. Jaskell went deep on the brakes inside of Brandon Thomas to take over position. Jaskell to P4.
And Thomas could have come back underneath him, but they may have banged wheels. He thought the better of it. Let's have a look up on the big screen. Here's Jaskell, the rookie, dives in on the inside of the Canadian driver, Brandon Thomas out of London, Ontario. He drifts out wide. Now they come back side by side through turn 4, and Thomas did give him some room. Now it's a nice bit of driving by Thomas in car number 2.
These guys have really shown some respect for each other on the track, and that's what you have to do here. This is a track that demands a bit of respect, and they have been impressive, as we said, through 3 practice sessions and the qualifying session as well. They were able to go green to checker, no yellow, no red. So these drivers here showing you why they are here right now. They really are the top drivers here in the country, trying to work the way up the ladder. Matt Jaskell, the beautiful spot there, back in 5th. There's 5th, 6th, 7th up on the big screen there as they work their way down the back straightaway again. Let's have a look. We'll get that big wide angle lens. They're coming through. No, not this time. Back up front. A good shot there of Mark Wilkins, the driver out of Toronto in the Tricep Canada entry for AIM Autosport. He continues to lead the Brazilian Renault David in the number 4. So it's Wilkins and David running 1-2, turning some good laps here as they now have but a 5-second lead over fellow Brazilian Marcos Gomez.
Renato David out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, right on the tail of Mark Wilkins. Good battle at the front. There's the number 11 car of Matt Jaskell, who made that nice pass down in turn 3 to take over the number 4 spot from London, Ontario's Brandon Thomas.
Working up out of turn number 11 on the start-finish straightaway. That number 50 car, Juan Martin Ponti, who's now being shown in the 6th place spot. Remember, he was up earlier until he just about stuffed it into the tire wall at the end of Lakeshore Boulevard as he tries to climb back up through the running order. We work lap number 7. Mark Wilkins has led from the opening lap. Running in the 2nd place spot is the 4 of Renato David. 3rd is 20 Gomez. Up on the big screen, you see how they run. Brandon Thomas in car number 2 has been shuffled back into 5th. It is Jaskell in the 11 car running 4th. 50 is Juan Martin Ponti. And then in 7th is the Antoine Bisset machine. A little further back, 8th is 7 Ricardo Emery. Catherine Legg in car number 30 now running in 9th. And Walter Kohler, veteran driver in the number 16 machine, still rounds out the top 10.
Antoine Bisset, the Canadian, is 7, starting to put some big pressure on Martin Ponti for that spot. Bisset, he was able to find a little bit, following his teammate in that morning warm-up session. The driver really able to capitalize in that morning session. Was able to follow his teammate, find a little bit there, and he turned the 3rd quickest time in a morning warm-up, and now he's starting to put pressure on Martin Ponti. So here we go. All the way through the field, we're going to keep a look. I believe 6 or 7 drivers now into the 112s. In fact, a 112.009, the quickest lap thus far. Quickest lap of the weekend, folks, for Mark Wilkins in the number 34.
Great race for 8th involving Ricardo Emery in car number 7. And that 30 of Catherine Legg, the rookie driver. They're just about 0.2 of a second apart on the racetrack. As we look at this fight involving the race for 5th, Brandon Thomas trying to hold off that number 50 car of Juan Martin Ponti. Bisset number 1 is right there. And Emery in car number 7, not all that far behind. That is one of the best battles here in the top 10 as we work lap number 8.
Our leaders continue to pull away. It's Mark Wilkins in the 34 and Renato Yader-David in the number 4 continue to pull away now. 5.675 the gap between second place and third, so Wilkins still enjoying a 1.1 second advantage now over his challenger Renato Yader-David. So Wilkins, the Canadian, wrapping up lap number 8 of 22.
Well, there you see the gap as the leaders take it into turn 1, turn 2, and moving on to the Lakeshore Boulevard straightaway. Mark Wilkins in that number 34 AIM Auto Sport entry with the margin over Renato Yader-David from Sao Paulo, Brazil, as they race down the Lakeshore Boulevard straightaway. About 5 seconds between the second place car of Yader-David, the number 4 machine. About 5 seconds between him and the third place car of Marcos Gomez.
Yader-David has closed up with a good run down Lakeshore. He was late on the brakes as they swing through turn number 5. This one's still a long way from over, but right now looks like it's strictly a 2-driver race for the win. Mark Wilkins in car number 34, Renato Yader-David from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Then a gap of about 5 seconds back to the third place car of Marcos Gomez. Gomez just about got put into the wall off the standing start, as he was right up against the wall on the other side of the blend line. Running in 4th is that 11 car, the highest running rookie, Matt Jaskell. 5th is the 2 of Brandon Thomas. 6th is 50, Juan Martin Ponte. 7th, the number 1 car of Antoine Bisset. 8th is 7, Ricardo Emery. 9th is Catherine Legg in car number 30. In 10th, 16, Walter Kohler. In 11th is the 3 car of Michael Yeager. 12th is Matt Champagne. In 13th, car number 9, Tim Horaney. And then back in 14th, the number 5 car of Chris Sulionis.
As we said earlier in the weekend, these drivers really had 3 sessions, but they were all one of the first in the weekends. We have a driver spun somewhere on the racetrack. I believe that's onto the front
Turn 1.
Turn 1.
Turn 1.
Walter Kohler. Walter Kohler. Here's a good shot of it here. Walter just losing the rear end. And there's, I believe, Michael Yeager was able to take evasive action to get by, and Kohler's actually going to get out of the car. Something's wrong with that car, Pat.
Walter Kohler, veteran driver, former top runner here in the Formula 1600 series that ran for a few years. And Kohler out of the racetrack. He's going to hop up on the top of the concrete barrier there. There is an opening in the fence, but this does bring out a full course yellow. They're going to have to get that race car out of there in turn number 1. So Kohler, who I believe was making his first start, has run many times here in Toronto before, was running back in 10th, but now will make an early exit out here on lap number 9 as the field comes through. That car parked on the outside, right on what would be the normal racing line, so the driver's having to cut on the inside to get around that black number 16 car of Walter Kohler.
Yeah, just lost the back end, did the full 180 as he has vacated the car, which remains on the course for the time being. 12 laps to go. We are under yellow. Mark Wilkins, the pole sitter from Toronto, continues to lead over Renato Yader-David from Sao Paulo, Brazil, with the yellow. That'll close up the gap between second and third. So Marcos Gomez may be able to get back into the hunt, although Wilkins and Yader-David clearly with the early frontline speed.
And this really has opened the door for a lot of these drivers who maybe worked their way through. Jaskell had a rough start, was knocked back a couple of spots, but he was able to pick away. And one thing I was saying just before we went to the yellow there was the fact that all of our drivers in the Formula Renault, really, every session they had this weekend was in the morning. They had 2 8:30 sessions and an 8 o'clock session, and here we didn't find ourselves, late in the afternoon with a ton of grip down. And we talked about the fact that we had no idea how these cars were going to be able to respond to the grip, and with the Champ Car rubber firmly placed down on the asphalt here in Toronto, we've already got times into the 11s. Nothing in the 11s at all. This weekend earlier on, a 1:12.040 was the fastest lap that Mark Wilkins was able to turn, and I believe a 1:11.7 was his quickest lap as we went to the yellow flag. So time's starting to pick up. Obviously these guys handling the rubber pretty good, and you'd be watching for a guy like Jaskell or even Gomez to be able to make a run now with some colder tires.
Well, we'll see what happens on this restart coming up as they get the Walter Kohler machine out of the turn 1 area. Kohler in the PHH, Advanced Driving Consultants. That, of course, is his driving school that he holds up at the Mosport Driver Development Track, as well as other venues in Ontario. That is a Britain West prepared machine, but Kohler out of Claremont, Ontario makes an early exit out of the running here after moving up and running in the top 10. And I would think maybe another couple of laps before we are set to go back to green. They do have that Walter Kohler car up on the back of the tow truck, and they'll want to check over the racetrack as well. So within the next couple of laps, we should be set to go back to green. We worked lap number 12 of a scheduled 22. And of course, these same cars and drivers, many of them will be out in Vancouver in a couple of weeks for what will be round 2 of the Formula Renault Canada Cup that is comprised of the run here this afternoon in Toronto, the race coming up in Vancouver in a couple of weeks, and then of course they'll be on to Trois-Rivières, Quebec for the next stop after that a week later. So that'll be a bit of a trek back from Vancouver all the way to Trois-Rivières the following weekend.
Yeah, they're going to put a lot of miles on the haulers for certain there, but as we said, this championship within a championship, the Canada Cup, $35,000 totally up for grabs. $14,000 going to the winner of the points program with those 3 races. So there is a bit of money up for grabs. The driver able to do something here, and we'll see if Wilkins is going to kick it off in fine style. We have 11 laps in the books, 11 to go, so we're right at the halfway point now, well within our time window. So I would assume that if we're able to go green, we'll be able to do our full race here. Mark Wilkins in the number 34 continues to lead. It's Renato Yader-David. A couple of Brazilians actually in second and third, with Yader-David in the number 4 and Marcos Gomez in the number 20. The American Matt Jasko from Las Vegas, Nevada will sit fourth now. Your leading rookie here. Not really a rookie, but the rookie in the program, number 11. And Brandon Thomas in the number 2, the driver of London, Ontario for Gillis Racing. Brandon Thomas has just continued to improve. A 4th place, I believe, in Watkins Glen just 3 weeks ago. So he's looking for another top 5.
Lights are out up top of the Dodge Viper pace car. We will be going back to green the next time on the start-finish straightaway. And full credit to Thomas. When Jasko got around in turn number 3, he could have come back up onto that driver, but he gave him room as he went around the outside. Pace car on pit road. Here comes Wilkins. You break the field. The machine out of the start-finish straightaway into the flaggers stand. The green flag is out. Taking a look down, and there goes Thomas around Marcos Gomez. I believe Brandon Thomas did get by as they got on the brakes for turn number 1. They're out on a Lakeshore Boulevard. Marcos Gomez in car number 20, trying to move up here and challenge countryman Yader-David down that Lakeshore straightaway. Wilkins with the advantage. Gomez dives in on the inside. He will grab the lead. Did he make it? No! Yeah! Gomez takes out Wilkins.
Unbelievable there. Obviously, Gomez just trying to give a little back to Yader-David. Yader-David is taking him down again into the wall, right near down the wall. They worked their way down the back straightaway. He dove from left to right to get in front of Yader-David and got in the back of our leader. Unbelievable hard luck for Mark Wilkins, as he's going to have to park that car at the end of the back straightaway.
Looks like he tried to loop it around, and we'll go to another full course yellow because there's all kinds of bits and pieces and broken fiberglass down there in that turn 3 Dodge corner. Heartbreaking. Let's have a look up on the big screens around the track. One down Lakeshore Boulevard. Gomez is in that yellow and red car. He dives in on around the inside, goes from 3rd all the way up into the lead, and stucks Wilkins on the inside. There was contact. Both drivers off the racetrack into the tire wall.
Here's the start here again. As you can see, let's have a look at this if we can follow this a little bit more. As Wilkins able to get in there again. Yader-David defends again deep down to the inside, but as they come down the straightaway again, Gomez gets a good run. He pushes him back in again. Here it is again here. Better shot of it. More contact there again. I don't know what Gomez was thinking there. He was able to come back in front of Yader-David, but man, just a poor move there.
Yeah, he had Yader-David beat, but he just forgot all about the race leader, Mark Wilkins, and plowed into him and took him out.
Well, did not have the corner. He only had the front part of that car up along the rear wheels of Wilkins. Wilkins did have the right to the turn, and there you can see debris still all over the racetrack down there in turn number 3 as we work lap 13. And this one with a total of almost 20 minutes elapsed. We still have 9 laps to go. There you saw Mark Wilkins looking as dejected as you think he would be. Looked as though he might have been on his way to the win.
Not unfamiliar from what we saw in the Champ Car race with Michel Jourdain when he was unhappy with Paul Tracy. There was Mr. Wilkins. He really had the win in hand. He had about a second lead and was looking very good. He made a good run down the back straightaway to really defend his position. But Gomez there was just a little too aggressive. We spoke really early that they've been good through the entire weekend, but man, there it was. Somebody trying to a little more, and I really think what happened there was young Gomez was a little bit frustrated with the treatment he had gotten from Yander David on a couple of occasions, and he was just trying to get in there. You could see him go to the outside, and as he dove back across to the front to try to pull, to put Yander David down in position, he ended up taking out Wilkins at the same time. So heartbreak for the young Canadian driver. Gives a wave to the fans here this week. Give him a hand, folks, if you see him coming by. Mark Wilkins could have been your Canadian winner today. What a great run for him. But it will end on the car.
Give a big wave and a big cheer to Mark Wilkins from Toronto, Ontario. Mark Wilkins driving for the AIM Autosport company, the AIM Autosport entry out of Woodbridge, Ontario. He's been real quick all weekend long, very strong in practice, and our pole sitter, but unfortunately taken out due to I think an avoidable situation at the end of turn 3.
Well, what this has done for us is opened a new chapter in this story here, this event here in Formula Renault 2000, the North American Championship, round number 4 on the track here at the Molson Indy Toronto here right now, and it definitely has changed it. We looked like we were going to have a battle between Mark Wilkins and Renato Yander David, and now you got that young American, Matt Jaskol, who said, hey, you know what, my car may not be as fast as these guys, but I feel like I want to be able to race them here. And Jaskol, who has turned some good times after slipping by Brandon Thomas, may be in the position to take a run at the Brazilian now. This is going to be interesting, folks. It'll be the 4 of Renato Yander David, the 11 of Matt Jaskol, his Canadian tie-ins that he's running with Team Autotechnica, the team of Formula SAE driver, or other graduates, the mechanical engineering graduates from U of T who own that team. We'll see if that American Canadian, that Can-Am operation.
All right, let's pass the Toronto flag to Matt Jaskol.
You think Matt? I don't know if he's going to want to carry that flag. He's a red, white, and blue guy. There's no doubt about that.
Well,
he's the American.
Point out representing a Toronto-based team, Autotechnica, which has a whole slew of Toronto connections.
They're the guys. I'm telling you, you got to love that operation with a whole bunch of graduates from the mechanical engineering program of U of T, all the Formula SAE guys who are pouring over that car.
14 laps up on the board of a scheduled 22. Let's update the Walter Kohler situation. Walter, I tell you got to give him A for effort, is back in that race car, although 4 laps down, and he's determined to get his laps in here this afternoon. So they evidently were able to get that car restarted, although 4 laps later he's showing 10 laps completed. Everybody else has got 14 in the books here this afternoon. He's being shown 14th and last in the rundown, but he'll try to complete the remaining laps. The lights are off on top of the red Dodge Viper pace car as the field winds their way through turn 9, and it'll be the number 4 of Renato Yander David, followed by Matt Jaskol, who are about to roll out of turn 11. Suddenly he comes under fire from Brandon Thomas.
Yeah, there's no doubt that Jaskol was caught there. Yander David jumping all over it in turn number 10. He got a great run onto the front straightaway. It was almost a second at the start-finish line. Yander David with the lead down the back chute.
And Jaskol being challenged now by Brandon Thomas in car number 2. He'll try to move down on the inside. The London, Ontario driver, Brandon Thomas, is moved to second, back around. Matt Jaskol in his 51, Martin Ponte in 4th. Antoine Bissonnette in the number 1 car running in 5th. So a good move by the young driver from London, Ontario to retake that second place spot.
You know, Brandon Thomas has been very quick out of the box. As you can see, Marcos Gomez in the pit. They're going to try to get maybe a new wing on the front of that car. But Thomas, as we said earlier in the morning session when it was cold tires, he was one of the quickest drivers, I believe, in the top 5 on those cold tires. And he showed it again here. Cold tires right on the restart and able to jump by Jaskol to grab second.
Not sure he's going to be able to catch Renato Yander David. Here's your race leader off of turn 11. The start finish straight away. He is open up about a second and a half over that number 2 machine. And don't count out Jaskol. Remember, he made the pass on short. It is 0.9 seconds back as they come through. And Thomas holding on to that second place position, but Jaskell is right there. Let's update Matt Champagne, the Fonthill, Ontario driver. He's all the way up in the ninth. His teammate Tim Horaney in car number 9 rounds out the top 10.
First and second right now, the two Gillis entries out of Virginia, those two Western Union Formula Renaults, Western Union Canada hooking up with the operation just for this weekend here. So Western Union looking to grab a couple of podium positions on the side of the cars of Renato Yader-David and Brandon Thomas. And we'll see here, Thomas coming under fire again as Jaskell continues to lay on the heat.
They work out under the Dodge Bridge at turn number 7 and back into 8. Little bit of tire smoke lockup there. The leader, Yader-David, car number 4 goes through. Similar paint scheme on the number 2 machine of Brandon Thomas. And here is Jaskell in that orange and black machine off of turn 11. They work back to the stripe. This will be 16 laps completed. And we'll have just, I guess, about 6 to go. Back into turn number 1. Running fourth is Juan Martin Ponte. In fifth is number 1 Antoine Bissett, and they are black flagging the number 4 car. Was that a jump start as they went back to green?
I'm not sure if they're going to get him for that. Maybe it will be a jump start. Wow, unbelievable. Yader-David is being shown the black flag here. We are going to go again. Chapter 3 of Formula Renault 2000. Your leader is going to be Brandon Thomas. The Canadian Brandon Thomas. And it's not Oregon. There's no Canadian here.
Get to London in a couple hours. Brandon Thomas from London, Ontario, inheriting the lead. Black flag to Renato Yader-David from Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Brandon Thomas, car number 2. They work up out of turn 6. Jaskell in that orange and black car in third. At the moment, they're going to move to first and second as soon as Yader-David brings that lead machine onto pit road. I'm not sure if he saw that black flag board the last time by as they work through under
We got like 6 drivers between 3 seconds here. The battle has begun. We have only 4 laps to go. Renato Yader-David getting bumped for jumping the start there as the black flag comes. Look at this, folks. 6 drivers throw a blanket over top of them. Here's the battle for the lead further back. Jaskell will look to the inside. Jaskell down the inside. Bucket. Jaskell takes over the lead. Here comes Thomas again. Side by side through 4. It's Jaskell. Matt Jaskell, your leader in Formula Renault.
They're going at it, but a lot of clean driving there. Jaskell and Brandon Thomas. Thomas gave him room. He could have forced him out into the wall, but they would have been locking wheels. Yader-David in car number 4. Looks like he should be bringing it out of pit road here the next time around. So Matt Jaskell in car number 11 has gone to the front as they work past on position. Here comes the race leader. Yader-David stays out on the racetrack. And then he comes to finish.
Exciting race here. 3 chapters, as we said. First it was Mark Wilkins, then Renato Yader-David, and now our leader here with just 3 to go. From Las Vegas, Nevada, Matt Jaskell, the Red Bull driver, search driver here, and a one-off is more bags in the back there. And it's Martin Ponte trying to get by Brandon Thomas as well. What a race here. 6 drivers are right there. 6 drivers in the hunt here, but it's Matt Jaskell leading these front-running guys here right now. Matt Jaskell in the number 11.
That number 4 machine of Renato Yader-David, although on the racetrack he is running up in the point position. He has been black flagged the last 3 laps. He needs to report to pit road. And regardless, they're going to stop scoring him shortly as a result of that jump start. And that's going to hand the lead over to that number 11 machine of Matt Jaskell as they work off the turn 11. Brandon Thomas in car number 2 trying to hold off 3-4 drivers that are lined up behind him, including number 50, Juan Martin Ponte. And they have removed that number 4 car of Yader-David from the scoring computer here. So they'll show you the black flag so many laps. and then they're simply going to take you off of the official scoring rundown. So now it is Jaskell in that orange and black 11 machine leading. The battle here will be for second. Brandon Thomas in car number 2. Here's a big lockup. Bissett in car number 1, and I believe that was the number 7 car of Ricardo Emery. Just about got into it at the end of Lakeshore. A lot of tire smoke back there.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You can see a little part coming off the car there as Ricardo Emery went very, very deep into turn 3. Here's a great replay of it. He really tried to get something going. You can see the car got really loose over that bump on the inside. Michel Jourdain told those guys about that bump in the drivers' meeting on Friday. He said, you need to stay to the outside there, middle of the track, work your way to the outside. Emery just trying to make a move, got caught by that bump.
Well, he did damage the front nose of that race car as they work off at turn 11. It will be the car 11, Matt Jaskell with that Ford machine of Renault Yatter-David now being scored in 11th place. Up on the big screen, you see the running order. Jaskell in car 11, your leader. London, Ontario's Brandon Thomas in second. Juan Martin Ponte in third. Antoine Bissett in car number 1 is fourth. 7, Ricardo Emery fifth. And then the young lady from Great Britain, Catherine Legg in 6th. 7th is Michael Yeager. 8th is the 10 of Matt Champagne. 9th is Tim Rainey, and 10th is Chris Suliotis in car number 5.
Battle continues up front here for that second spot as Juan Martin Ponte continues to put the pressure on Brandon Thomas for second. Jaskell holds on to the top spot in the number 11. 1.71 seconds the gap last time by. 1 to go.
They work the backside of the race course. 21 in the books. White flag, I believe, was out the last time. This one's scheduled for 22. Right now, Brandon Thomas. Checkered flag will be coming up here next. Yatter-David stays out on the racetrack. He's going to finish outside of the top 10. Here now comes your leader, number 11. Matt Jaskell to the stripe. He will win it.
Matt Jaskell takes the victory here, man. He told me before this race that he didn't think he had the car that was the fastest, but he knew he could race with these guys. All the precautions stayed well out of trouble, and he is your victor here to wrap up this year's Molson Indy Toronto. Matt Jaskell from Las Vegas, Nevada, takes the win in the number 11. Brandon Thomas in second. A great run for the driver out of London, Ontario. 1.4 back to the stripe. And Juan Martin Ponte makes it 3 countries on the podium. The Brazilian taking third.
Tough break for Renato Yatter-David. Just a little too aggressive on a restart because he was about 15 car lengths of everybody else before they got to the stripe to get that one rolling again. And he did get the black flag here for about 3 or 4 laps. Did not report to pit road, so consequently the officials take the next step, and that is simply to remove you from the official electronic timing and scoring system, and he will end up not really removed, but move him down. The 11th is where he will finish.
It looked like they just knocked him off the lead lap, knocked him
Let's find out where
lap,
victory
so he will finish in 11th place despite soldiering on to the end, seemingly in first place, but there's the winner.
Positions at the end of Lakeshore. Thomas really drove a solid race. He was clean. He gave his fellow competitors lots of room out there to avoid some of those incidents as we saw a little bit earlier in the day. And a good run for Juan Martin Ponte as he finishes 2.417 seconds back in the race. In 6th was 30, Catherine Legg, one of our rookie drivers, the second highest finishing rookie in the field. 7th was number 3, Michael Yeager. 8th on the 10, in 9th was number 9, Tim Rainey, and then 10, Chris Suliotis in the number 5. Up the next green, there's your Red Bull sponsored driver, Matt Jaskell, as he gets out of the race car, having won our Formula Renault here over the 22-lap run. And of course, these drivers
We'll just watch it on TV.
The next round coming up in a couple of weeks out in Vancouver. That'll be the second round of the 3-race Canada Cup, the championship within the championship. After beginning the season in Phoenix, they ran at Le Circuit Montreal, and then their last stop was some 3 weeks ago at Watkins Glen. But there is Matt Jaskell, helmet off. Off comes the balaclava, and he has turned in an outstanding drive here this afternoon for the victory. London, Ontario's Brandon Thomas will be our top finishing Canadian, and Juan Martin Ponte from St. Paulo, Brazil, will finish up there in the third place spot.
And congratulations to Matt Jaskell and the Toronto-based team, Auto Technica. Tough break for Mark Wilkins, our pole sitter, who was punted out of the race at the end of the Lakeshore Boulevard straight at turn number 3, just unfortunately getting caught up in an aggressive passing maneuver. So our pole sitter Mark Wilkins will be shown in 14th and last place, but running strongly in the lead at the time before he was knocked out of the proceedings.
Well, we'll be checking in on the victory podium very, very shortly. There you see Brandon Thomas, the blonde-haired driver out of London, Ontario. Solid run for him. And just another one of those Canadian drivers who came up through the karting ranks, did some racing over in Europe. And at times you don't hear a lot about these drivers until they come back to North America. And Thomas now with that second place finish, of course, is very much in the hunt for the Canada Cup that'll involve not only the race in Vancouver, but at Trois-Rivières, Quebec in early August.
Well, Pat, our friend Rob Houghton, who was so helpful with the call of this race, has made his way down to Victory Podium, here where he will be participating in the Victory Podium celebrations and festivities with Matt Jaskell, our race winner, Brandon Thomas from London, Ontario, and Juan Martin Ponte completing this FR 2000 Formula Renault Victory Podium. And speaking of Victory Podium, with tales from the Champ Car Victory Podium, our friend
On to Vancouver
has rejoined us in the booth.
It was warm down there, but certainly going to be hot for these guys. Gentlemen, what did I say this morning about the letter J? We had Jeff Lapsevich, we had John Fogerty, we had Jorge Diaz Jr., and in this race we have yet another J.
Watch the ceremony here.
Jaskell, the name of the Jaskell. Anyway, 4 J's in terms of winning drivers this weekend.
Where the J is just Sebastian Bourdais.
Somewhere in there, there's a letter J, maybe his middle name. I'm not so sure, but the letter J has been found as far as the winning drivers are this weekend. But what a weekend it has been, and the champagne-soaked red carpet is about set to get soaked once again, Pat.
Well, it certainly was a wild and woolly 19th annual Molson Indy. It'll be interesting to read the Toronto dailies tomorrow, all of the post-race comments, and see exactly what penalties, if any, will be levied following what we saw here this afternoon over 84 laps with all of those full-course yellows. We did not get in the scheduled 95 laps because the race also had that hour and 45-minute time limit on it. But Paul Tracy, I'm not sure if he is not going to lose those 10 points that were sort of threatened that they would be taken away if there was any further incidents. And we had at least a couple of them that were very questionable this afternoon. But he was not the only driver who was out there really hanging it out. We had a number of other situations that may see some further penalties coming from Chris Kneifel and the Champ Car stewards. Rob Houghton getting set up down there on the victory podium following our Formula Renault run here this afternoon, round number 4 of the Formula Renault North American Championship, but also our opening round of the Canada Cup Championship within a championship. We look forward to seeing the drivers out in Vancouver in a couple of weeks, and of course then it'll be on to Trois-Rivières, Quebec. That is such a great race weekend. If you ever get a chance to get down there in the end of July, beginning of August, long weekend, the racing there is outstanding. A lot of outstanding race fans in Quebec, and of course that'll be the site of our third of our 3 Molson Indies in Canada. The Molson Indy Montreal coming up August 27th, 28th, and 29th. The Champ Cars, of course, will be there along with the Toyota Atlantics. That Special Parts Canada Superbike Invitational race featuring about 25 of the top superbike riders in North America. We also understand four-time Daytona 200 winner Miguel Duhamel will be there on the racetrack. I don't believe actually racing in the event, but doing some demonstration laps and other promotional work on the weekend. So Vancouver in a couple of weeks, July 23rd, 24th, 25th. And then at the end of August, the 27th, 28th, 29th, will be the run at Le Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, the Molson Indy Montreal. You can check with your travel agent or log on to the website at Jetsco if you need to grab an airline ticket and get on out to either one of our upcoming Molson Indy events, Vancouver in a couple of weeks, and in the Montreal event coming up at the end of August. Again, some 72,561 watch the Molson Indy here this afternoon, and over the course of the weekend, we did have a total of 164,218.
You mentioned Trois Rivières, and the Trans Am car is going to be there, and the possibility of Alex Tagliani also being able to race there. What a treat that would be for the Quebec audience, and as mentioned, one of the best set of fans as well. Waiting on victory podium, let's go to our series announcer, Rob Houghton, who's standing by. Rob?
Thank you very much, gentlemen. What a fitting way to end up this year's Molson Indy Toronto by bringing up the future of North American motorsports. What a great race we had for you there. Formula Renault putting on a fantastic show. We're going to go through the top 3 drivers, then we'll bring out our team owner as well. Let's start with the driver from 3rd place from Brazil, Juan Martin Ponte.
Party, let's party, everyone.
We'll do some interviews afterwards. 3rd place trophy for Juan Martin Ponte, a great run for him for Euro International. 2nd place here, folks. A Canadian on the podium. Put your hands together, folks, for Brandon Thomas! Landing a big podium. Great run for him, folks. And I'll tell you, what a great race we had there. It was fantastic. As we said before, kind of 3 chapters, a little trilogy there for Formula Renault. First was Mark Wilkins with the lead, then it was Renato Yader David, but when the chips came down, the driver to win here from Las Vegas, Nevada, Matt Jaskol! Matt Jaskol, a big winner, he'll take it here. Told me he wanted to come up and win. And folks, this is, remember, a major team here. Matt, I'm going to let you introduce your team owner, the team winner here today. The team owner, it is Matt. Give it up.
Team Auto Technica, Enrico Diano.
Enrico Diano! The win today. He'll jump up there with Matt Jaskol. Enrico, jump up there with Matt, and I'll work my way through here right now. Let's start with Juan Martin Ponte. Juan, a solid run for you. Obviously, you wanted to get the win, but able to fight back after a little bit of a trouble early on.
Yeah, I have a trouble in the long straight. I brake late, and I have a lot of problems with my car. I have a lot of understeer. I think in championship, and I think the race.
Well, that's what you have to think about. Still the point championship. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to thank all my team. They worked too much in all weekend. We try to be more competitive in the next race.
Congratulations, you'll be on to Molson Indy Vancouver in a couple of weeks. Let's go to the driver here in 2nd place, folks, the Canadian Brandon Thomas. Brandon, congratulations, man. I talked to the guys earlier. We saw you in the warm-up this morning when it was cold. You were very cold on quick tires. On the restart, same thing. You jumped all over it. A 2nd place finish. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was good. After the second safety car period, I got Matt at the restart, and he was pretty quick though. I just couldn't hold him off for the rest, and I thought for a while it was going to be a Gallus 1-2 there for a little bit, but you know, 2nd place is all right. I don't know about.
Not a bad job for Western Union bringing them on, give them the 2nd place position. What do you think next? We got a win in the store pretty soon.
I definitely think so. This is my first race on a street circuit, and I'm loving it. And Vancouver's next, and we just got to get a little bit of funding together, and we can do it. And yeah, go for it.
Brandon, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, folks, one more guy left on the podium here. I got to talk to. I kind of chat with him before. before the race. He said he didn't think he had the car to run with the leaders, but he was going to be able to race with them. Matt Jasko, congratulations. A victory. The boys at Red Bull are going to be happy.
Yeah, you know, it was pretty amazing. Called up the boys in Austria and said, hey, we're just going to load it out and go race. And they said, okay, sure, go for it. And, you know, working with Team Autotechnica, we've been doing the Formula BMW all year. And, you know, it's been pretty good taking a few wins, but just to load out, I mean, have Matthew Ferraro and Enrico Diano, both of them working hard and just right out of the box, his whole family. For Tiger Beer, it's going to be a good party tonight. And it's going to, with Red Bull, I'm pretty sure they're excited. Sherwin-Williams and I mean, everybody here. The fans stayed for a while. There's really cool fans here in Canada. It was amazing. Formula Renault put on a good show. A lot of good drivers. It was amazing just to hop in here and race with these guys side by side.
Matt, great to have you here. Congrats on a big win.
Thank you so much.
Your winner today, folks, Matt Jasko, the victor in Formula Renault. Here comes the champagne. It'll be a fitting end to a fantastic Molson, Indy, Toronto here. The champagne flying, Ponty spraying, Jasko spraying. Well, there you have it, folks. Brandon Thomas taking the podium for Canada. Matt Jasko, a big victory here for Team Autotechnica and one. Martin Ponty, the Argentinian, grabbing the point lead. Back to you folks in the tower. Thank you very much. Formula Renault 2000, what a great weekend.
Thank you, Rob.
What happened?
And, of course, the Formula Renault Series moves on out to Vancouver in a couple of weeks to run along with the Toyota Atlantic Championship. And, of course, the Champ Cars also running at Concord Pacific Place. We'll also have the Sports Car Club of British Columbia.
That was awesome. Are you kidding me? Your Volvo could be brand new. Are you for real?
Sports cars.
Oh, yeah, in a snowstorm. Are you for real? You know, in a phone booth.
Racing Porsches and Camaros as the celebration of motor racing in the Lower Mainland coming up in a couple of weeks, July 23rd, 24th, and 25th. And if you've got some thoughts about flying out, call up Jetsco or see your local travel agent and get on out to what shall be an outstanding weekend of racing in Vancouver.
This is only one
and of course the third stop in Canada, August 27th, 28th, and 29th at Le Circuit Gilles Villeneuve.
Mirko, we got to talk the gas while it's hot.
To all of our race fans,
Right?
we hope you enjoyed your day here.